I can
You gotta plug that back.
come. I don't know where this goes.
Bend over and I'll show you. Bend over and I'll show you. I was talking to you. You hear your hum?
Yeah, I can. I can feel it in the air.
What if I felt necessary to do this?
It's like hide your entire face.
Breaker 19, breaker 19.
Candy cane. Did you ever watch that movie? Joyride? Paul Walker, rest in peace.
Yes.
So good.
But I don't remember that part.
That's the trucker's call sign. Candy cane. Says it like that.
I can't wait to do that all the time now.
Man, I haven't said that in a dog's age.
Oh,
They have some of these?
what was the funny thing, the video that you sent me that I was dying laughing today? I don't have my headphones on either.
Oh, the one about, have you ever been to space? Gail?
Yes, that one.
No, motherfucker, I got bills and shit.
It's so funny. I was dying laughing. It was just, that was a morning maker for me.
I think I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think. Hopefully.
Check, check.
Yeah, now I can hear you. Yep.
Do a little check in yours.
Check, 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 check.
I think I can. I don't know, but I don't know if I'm hearing it with my real ear or with the.
Check.
There you are. There we go.
Just the buzz is a little intense, but it's okay. It dissipates.
Sometimes you like a little intense buzz.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like
It's
it.
only one we get these days.
Yeah. Love the intense buzz.
Heck yeah.
Okay, right out the get-go gate, let's talk about we did junk in the trunk.
Sure did. Second time, second showing.
Mm-hmm. We're a little bit more prepared. Our booth looked a little bit more cohesive, even though we did less.
Yes.
Tell me your thoughts on the junk.
Love shopping the junk.
Mm-hmm.
I always spend so much money
Mm-hmm.
there because there's so many treasures.
Yeah.
I like that it's inside.
Mm-hmm.
I like that quite a bit.
Yeah. That's a
Um,
great point.
yeah, it's really good that it's inside.
Yeah, all the other pop-ups that we normally do are outside in the elements.
You're not fighting the elements. It's just, it's hard work getting there.
Yeah.
It's really hard work to do. But at least it's for 3 days and it's not one day.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you put in the time, the effort to pack everything up, to plan everything, to move it over there, to set it all up. At least it's 3 days, but it's a lot of work. Like it's not for the faint of heart.
I think it takes like a certain clientele as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think we can find something anywhere we go. I personally love like the turquoise selection and
Oh,
like the
100%.
and there's a really good a lot of good vintage shopping,
Yep.
like old t-shirts, which I'm here for.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else, I think like 90% I'm never buying from.
Okay.
Like the trinkets and the old-timey things and the actual like booths that are junk.
Like the dishes.
Mm-hmm. And like the oh, we should talk about
What?
our next door neighbor at Junk in the Trunk. Let's do that. That's for real right there.
Okay.
You start by saying, sorry, I just popped. I have to chew this mint. Go
I
ahead.
heard a crack happen. We both got our icebreakers going. Okay.
Sorry if you heard me crunching in the microphone. That's disgusting. And I apologize.
As not to like besmirch the lady's business who was next door. I don't know the name. I don't know what they go by. I don't know. I don't remember where they're from. But they sold a variety of antique, old, vintage items. Okay.
Junk.
Haberdashery, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy comes over, and I don't know if he's like her sidekick, her helper.
I
what
think
the
they
nature
met on the road. I think they met on
Okay.
the road. She
Mhm.
invited him to like partake in maybe going in on the entry fee
Mhm.
and to like, and they do this together, but I think they have two separate businesses.
Okay. So he saunters on over when we're setting up, or I don't remember the timeline. Okay, whatever. And he's like, reaches down I'm sitting behind the desk minding my own damn business.
He wants to charge his phone, so he's using our electrical.
He asked for a charger, which is slightly annoying, but fine.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna hate him over that.
Yeah.
He reaches down. Ugh,
Do it on my.
I kid you not. Touches my hand and like maneuvers my ring around ever so slightly and delicately. Okay, you guys.
Missy does not like to be touched.
I don't like to be touched by anyone except for a few select few people, and certainly not delicately. I struggle with delicate touch as it is. I don't like that. I don't like a little glance, like a little whisper kiss sends me off this planet. I can't. So here I am minding my own business one second. The next second I'm being like accosted in a way that I can't even describe to you how that felt on the insides. And I'm like, and I just fawn completely. I just like freeze there and I'm like, oh my
I
God.
watched
So
the whole thing happen.
it was so creepy.
Yeah. And I sent you loving energy, like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay.
And that's the tip of the iceberg. Okay.
Tippy tip.
So then I think the next day, a girl comes over to our booth and she's very like upset. She's agitated. She's, God, I can't believe the nerve. Like, are you kidding me? Da, da, da. And she looks at me, she's like, I'm sorry. I go, the guy next door. She's like, yes, what is his deal? I go, I don't know. He's really a pervert or something. And she's like, I bought something from over there for like $1. So I hand him $1 and he goes, did you pull that out of your G-string?
So bad.
What?
For one, that's like one of your customers, and you're going to talk to a customer like that and a woman, and you think that that's okay to say to a stranger?
So she gets pissed. She's like, are you what? Excuse me? And he gives her the whole gaslight routine, like, oh, calm down. I'm just
Don't be so sensitive.
Don't be so sensitive. And then he said something about taking her around the corner and like frisking her.
I can't with him.
So incredibly inappropriate and disgusting. And then I leave this little hot tamale for 2 seconds to go do something. And I come back and he's such a predator.
Yeah.
Because I think he caught my vibe. Like, no. And he comes over to prey on her
while I'm alone,
while she's by herself.
And I'm trying really, really hard not to make eye contact because I don't want it either. And I know that I'm nice, and I know that I know that I have a hard time like speaking in those situations because for one, too, we have to be next door to him for the next 2 days.
Right. So you don't want to create more tension.
Right. So he comes up to me and he like saunters up again, like almost really quiet and like creepy, like, but not like good Gretchen creepy, but like weird creepy. And he asked me, he's like, "Are you single?" And I have a wedding ring on my finger, and I'm like, "No, I'm very married." And he was like, "He's a lucky guy." I'm like, "Yeah, he's, we go back and forth a little bit on it." And then he goes away and comes back in another, like he creeps up and I don't even see him in my blind spot. I turn around and he's there. I'm like, and he was like, "Your husband's got some competition." And I go, "He won't take nicely and kindly to you saying that to me."
Did you tell Steve about this?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure he saw us show up with both of our husbands and them help unload all of our shit.
Right. Right. So to say the least, there was no eye contact after that. There was like, I really, really tried hard to like vibe it out. Like, "You are not welcome here." He's like, "I might need to come back over and use your electrical. Da, da, da." And I was like, I was not nice after that. But like here, like where do they get the goal? Where do men like that get the
They get off.
What does that work on that makes them continue to
You
think
know
that
who
they
it
can
works
use
on?
it?
And you know my theory about the woman.
What?
I think he has this sick relationship with that woman.
Yeah.
It's giving like she's desperate, foots the bill for everything, and he throws her an occasional sleigh to keep her dragging along.
Right.
But then openly like flirts with other girls because he would make one of his dumbass fucking comments and she would like be like, "Oh, isn't he funny? He's just such an alpha, like
Oh,
energy.
yeah, yeah,
And then at the end, remember I told you he needed to change out of his boots for the load up.
Yeah.
And he just, I kid you not, you guys, he just sat down, lifted his foot without even saying a word. She comes over, takes his boots off like he's fucking like king of the
So
manor,
bad.
and removes his fancy boots and his socks and puts on his
Disgusting.
like therapeutic sandal of some sort. I don't know what it was.
A teva?
A teva, if you will. And I'm like, this bitch, okay?
Right.
Like, do you not see? Are you so desperate for
Oh.
attention from some sort of man that you let yourself get treated like this? And this is how he publicly treats her.
Mhm.
I guarantee you it's not a platonic relationship.
Mm-mm.
It
Oh,
can't
no,
be with
no, no,
somebody
no.
like him
No.
because he's sick.
Yeah.
And whenever, oh man, I could
It was
feel
so
him
bad.
from a mile away.
Same.
When he walked over that first time, I was like, gird your loins.
Yeah.
Here comes this sexual criminal.
Oh, it was so creepy. I just want to save that lady.
I
I
know.
want to save her and I want to like tell her that she doesn't have to be in those kinds of relationships. It's kind of like it was she wasn't giving me stripper vibe. Her energy was giving me like as a strip like I would want to save a stripper. Be like, "Hey, we don't need to do this
Yeah.
like this
Like,
unless you really want to, unless you are fine with this life."
yeah.
But like it doesn't have to be like this. And
No.
he's not a good person.
No.
Oh, he was so awful.
He's got a checkered past
Oh,
for sure. Bet your bottom dollar. So besides him, like we had a good weekend.
Kylie, we're meeting today?
Oh, whoops a daisy. Sorry, Kylie. We're not capable of keeping track of a semi-weekly meeting.
It's so bad.
So anyways, yeah, I mean, that was cool. M came and helped, which was fun. We got to hang out with Taylor, the homie. She was like across the way from us. We got
Yeah.
our ears pierced at her booth. That was super cool. I think it's worth it. I mean, definitely go as a patron for sure if you are interested in market shopping or, antiques or anything like that. I think we're definitely kind of like an outlier. We're a little different.
Yeah.
But for some people that's really good. Like that girl who won the Instagram giveaway.
Yeah.
She came
Oh,
and
she's about her. She was amazing.
she was so cool. Shout out, man, I don't know her name. I liked her though. She came over, she's like, yeah, I didn't see anything else I like. I'm gonna spend my full $500 with you guys.
How great is it that Heather gave that? Heather's the owner of Junk in the Trunk, and she gave away a $500 spending spree.
Yeah, for an Instagram as an Instagram little competition. So, some people are there to just walk around, but it's not their vibe. They're just with whoever, but they're like, oh, yeah, I could buy some clothes.
Yeah.
So I think for those kinds of people, we're kind of a welcome sight.
Yeah.
And that was fun getting to do the spending spree with her.
Yeah.
I liked that.
It's so fun to see like all the different businesses and all the different business owners and like everything they bring to the table. And there's so many different types of people.
And creative people.
Oh my gosh, crazy.
Things that they make out of old stuff, like the guy who made the coffee tables and benches that Katie and Lauren bought, which is super sick.
Yeah. Yeah, they
So,
were all really cool.
good experience. There was a carnival next door. My kids hit that up with Auntie M, had a blast, got burnt to crisps. You should have seen my poor little albino Eli's neck. He's like, am I burned? I was like, oh dear God.
Sir keeps asking, he's like, can Eli and I go to the carnival this
Oh,
weekend?
he even cornered me, Sawyer. He was like, at pickup one day.
Stop.
Like, hey, we want to go to the carnival. When can Eli and I go to the carnival? Can we go to the carnival this week? It goes through next week. I mean, he was like dead set. He wanted to go to the carnival.
I'm so proud of him for doing that. He's
Yeah.
not like the outspoken.
I know. That's why I was like surprised. And I'm
Very
like, well,
cool.
let me talk to your mom. And he's like, like as soon as you're
Yeah.
not like, yes, they're
Yeah.
like,
That's a no.
that's a no.
It's a guaranteed no. I would take if you'd let me. I would take Eli again.
Totally.
Okay, so the other thing that we can talk about is we touched on this before. Missy is getting her certification, soon to be master's in Egyptology, so she's going back to school. I am going back to school to get my master's in counseling so I can become a therapist. And I've just been waiting around, waiting for ASU to tell me if I get accepted, get the green light, get my classes going.
You applied like a year ago.
Yeah, I applied.
We were working on, we've been working on this for, it's been in the works for a long time.
So I go on the other morning, and it said still pending. And then I go on at nighttime and it says, we were not able to admit you. Basically, you suck. We hate you. You're denied. You're not smart enough to get into our program. You can go crawl under a rock. That's what it should have said to me.
I'm texting Ashley right now, by the way, to ask her about this.
Nice.
I'm on my phone. This is related and I'm doing work for the discussion, so don't mind me.
So I shame spiral, and I'm like, how in the heck does an alumni get denied from their school online master's program? And so I called everybody that I possibly could that would have any like insight on this. And it was a very like scripted email that they sent back out that said that it's a very competitive program and they're going for cultural diversity in the program. And so I had to use every single one of my tools not to become a lunatic and shame either rage or shame bawl my eyes out. And so then I just went to University of Phoenix and I applied there and I got in and I start end of May and everything is gravy train. But
then you'll end up having the same degree, same certification,
or cheaper,
same everything. But I was never once did it occur to me that you wouldn't get in.
No, especially like how we were talking about this yesterday, how we both started with ASU. I didn't apply anywhere else but ASU. Because I'm like, oh, it's sure thing. And I'm talking about my undergrad for this one. Like I didn't apply to Wyoming. I didn't apply anywhere else. I just applied to ASU and I got in and that was that because everybody got in to ASU.
Yeah. Not anymore. I guess I was talking to Amy about this last night. We went to, we'll get into the lecture I went to with my sister last night. That was mind blowing and life making. But anyways, on our way, I was talking about you and how you applied and didn't get in, and like she always goes to these events with like all these academics and stuff like that. And she was sitting by, I don't know, like the head of something at MIT the other day. And she meets with academics all the time. She's on the board of the International Institute for Education. She's like very fingers on the pulse of what's going on and all over the world in terms of like higher education and whatever. And she's like, ASU is becoming like the anti-Harvard and like very well respected in what they're doing.
Nice.
And how they're trying to, instead of gatekeep and make it more difficult and more exclusive to get in, their philosophy of like making classes easier to take and more accessible for people and this and that is something that is getting recognized. And people are saying like, hey, old guard of, elitist kind of mentality, like let's not do that anymore and let's make education more accessible. So I think that's pretty cool, but I think this is just like a very isolated specific incident for this. And I texted my friend who works at ASU for their online programs to see like maybe like 10,000 people apply to this program.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe it is like super ultra competitive because it's becoming more competitive there. So I don't know. We'll see what she says, but I was just shocked as, an alumni. You didn't have bad grades. You have real life and on the job experience doing essentially counseling with all your work in your recovery centers. Like it just didn't occur to me once that you wouldn't get in.
Totally.
And it's wild.
And we can even touch on this a little bit, and I don't even know how to touch on it because I know that I'm a white woman and I have privileges and I've been like all of these things, but it sounded from what they've.
Oh, she responded.
Okay.
It's super competitive. It's the first year of the program and they're capping it at 50 students.
Oh.
After the first year, it should continue to expand. Did they give her a response on why she wasn't accepted?
They said it's competitive and they were going for cultural diversity. So just speaking on that, like if that is, I'm grateful for everything that I've got. I know that I'm privileged as a white person. I get that 100%. But like, where's the
She goes, they said
I can send her the email. The they like where does it like oh my God, I'm gonna sound like such an asshole and whatever. It's that's
you know what? You know what? Let's just take it on the chin. Okay.
yeah.
Fine. And it's like we said before, when you had your first call with that guy from University of Phoenix, it was very clear that this was the path meant for you. And it's like when I applied to USC. I was a legacy. Both my sisters went to USC. I had better grades, better SAT scores than both of them, and I did not get in. I got waitlisted at USC.
Yeah.
Devastated.
Yeah.
But then it's like I would never have met Adam. I would never have been here. So it's like what, for whatever reason,
Yes.
it's whatever.
So let me ask you this, and it's a real question, and this is not to cause ruffle feathers, like it's all love here. It's just like being educated and being enlightened.
Yeah.
So if my qualifications were better, if they like higher GPA, alumni of Arizona State, if that stuff all was better than say a more culturally diverse human, but they get in, like how is that fair?
This is
Tricky,
a
right?
topic I can't get into.
Okay. It's fair.
Because it's like if we could go down the fairness thing for like maybe somebody applied that had a life situation that was impossible to dig themselves out of and didn't have the opportunity to achieve these things. So it's so tricky and it sucks for you and it sucked for me. But it's taken on the chin.
Right. And I 100% game on chin.
But there's no way to be fair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
there's no way to be fair.
Yeah. And I don't want to sound like a brat. That is not like whatever. I know that I'm already privileged again to be able to bounce to another school and to do all this stuff. I get that. But there is like a funny juxtaposition that presents itself with that. And that's kind of where we can leave it.
I think you can just feel it for a while and be like, fuck, it sucks for me. It's not fair. And like, yep.
Yeah.
That's true. What can you do?
Right.
You can't do anything.
No.
But I think that you're where you're supposed to be, and I think it's gonna be really good.
Yeah, I do too. I couldn't agree more.
It'll get you where you want to be.
Right.
It's cheaper, so that's good. I didn't realize how fucking expensive.
Yeah.
It was gonna be even for in-state, right?
Just because it's a licensure program, and University of Phoenix is actually like 14 grand cheaper than ASU.
Yeah. Send me a screenshot of the email and I'll send it to her.
Okay. So next thing, we have two big things coming up this weekend. We have Kentucky Derby.
Yep.
And we have the Met Gala. And I like tune into the Met every year, but this year I'm really, really excited because the topic is tailored for you.
Yeah.
And I love good tailored.
Do you know what I would wear?
Perfectly fitting. Your what?
Yes. Tailored for you.
Oh, Taylor Swift.
Yes, I would wear a gown full of the face of Taylor Swift. Like a collage, if you will.
Yeah. I love that.
I wonder if someone's gonna do that.
Play on words.
Yeah. I love a good play on words. A little double entendre.
Maybe if the boyfriend, why can't I remember his name?
Trav,
I bet if he got invited, he would do that.
I wish they would do a red carpet together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to ignore? I'm trying to ignore the video I posted the other day golfing with Justin Timberlake.
Oh. He defriended Blake Lively too.
Yes.
That's pretty cray-cray.
God, I wish I knew the inner
I know.
tea in that scenario.
I think how they think that that's like heavy hitting. Like or that, like nobody's gonna notice that you're unfriended. Like people are
just gonna casually unfriend Ryan Reynolds or whatever.
Yeah. Your girlfriend's best friend's wife.
Correct.
Or husband.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying.
I bet they're not friends anymore.
Oh, really?
I don't think so. Because Tay got dragged into this whole Justin Baldoni thing with the song and it ends with us. And I think she's going to have to testify. And yeah.
Oh, geez. Taylor's like, I do not need this in my life.
Yeah, she does not do that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited for just to see what everybody does for the
Ooh, what do you think Kim's going to wear? She always makes such a big deal of the Met.
Something tight. Something perfectly
Did you like the one
Form-fitting.
last year with the sweater?
No, I hated the sweater.
I hated the
I
sweater.
can't believe that her people let her wear the sweater. But and her saying was, or like the reasoning was because it made it like it was a
I just
comfy
threw on
cozy.
my boyfriend's sweater on the way out,
Yes.
and I was like, okay, but no.
But I think like a Gildan sweatshirt would have looked better than
Correct.
like a Forever 21 shoulder
100%.
shrug.
Yeah, that thing looked like it was pulled out of an attic. You know?
Totally. Totally.
Like both like a Barbie caught in it or something.
Right, right.
No, I don't know. I love the big fuss she makes.
Yeah.
And we don't really get to see the behind the scenes until the next season of the Kardashians, and then they follow her to the
Mhm.
Met, and we get to see the whole.
And which Kardashian is even going to come to the Met? Who are the new faces, the newcomers that are going to really blow it
Do you
up?
think Kylie and Timotei are going to show up together? I think
Hell
it's
yeah.
100%.
100% there.
100%.
Yes. Okay, Kentucky Derby. Do you know, this is a funny story.
Mhm.
Back in the day, I had a friend that would like take me places and she would have connections and we would go fun places. And so she's like, Gretchen, this year we get to go to the Kentucky Derby. So I'm like, game on, can't wait.
Yeah.
And then she sends me a text message, a couple days. I don't even know how we were going to get there. We didn't even have a ticket. Anyways, doesn't matter. She made it happen always. So she text messages me and she says, I'm so sorry, Kentucky Derby's canceled. And I'm like, oh crap, what must have happened?
Yeah.
So I start sending all these text messages to all of our friends being like, oh my God, did you hear the Kentucky Derby's canceled? Like
Oh, I see where this is going.
I thought the full bore Kentucky Derby had been canceled.
It was just your
It was just our
individual
trip.
plans.
It was just our trip. That wasn't happening. And so
Aw.
every year now we send all these text messages out being like, it's dicey if the Kentucky Derby's going to get canceled this year.
I know it's supposed to rain.
Ooh.
I got to show you. My cousin Kim has this like freaking adorable outfit she's going.
Oh, she gets to go?
She gets to
Oh, we
go.
do that. That's on our bucket. Have you been?
No.
Bucket list. Let's make that happen.
The only reason why I would go is because there's gambling there.
Yeah, and the outfits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about horses. I got to show you this outfit. It's
like
so cute, but it's gonna rain, and I'm like, Kim, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I want to see it. Maybe we'll post it on our Instagram. I don't like how hard they push the horses, but I know that those horses are treated better than most royalty humans. Like they are pampered and they are nurtured and they are loved on. But then like once you get into like their whole bodies and minds are just pushed to the very, very limit of every single one of those, every single time they race like that.
I know.
Oh, she's so cute.
Look at the hat.
So cute.
Love. It's like a butterfly.
Can you put it in the screen?
I don't know if don't I need consent?
Oh yeah, probably. Good call.
It's got
Sure.
it's white with blue butterflies all over. It's so cute. And then the hat is like a little fascinator situation, but the butterflies are like stacking on each other.
Oh my
and
God,
they
so
extend.
cute.
It's giving like Bridgerton. So cute, but I'm concerned about the rain and the effect on the Pardelicious outfit.
Yeah, hopefully she'll just be able to stay undercover.
You know they don't let you bring umbrellas.
Oh, really? So you just get rained on.
I really like to stay on top of rules of different venues.
That's so funny.
Yeah, no umbrellas because you could block someone's view of the Derby.
Yeah.
So I think maybe then ponchos.
Oh, and that will just crush everybody's.
That's not the vibe.
No. I wonder if it's an over, like if you had a lid on top
I'm
of
sure
it.
she's got a suite.
Okay.
So that should be good.
A lid. What is the lid called? A roof.
I like lid, a house lid.
I want to know the names of do you know any of the names of the Derby? One is America Pride. Hold on. I'm gonna
Amy, we should ask her. She was watching the pre-races or the whatever they're called.
Okay,
on
good.
the way down, and she bets on. She knows like some inside information and follows certain jockeys, but then she bets on like intuitively on their names. And there were two Egyptian ones. There was something Tut and there was something Luxor, and she bet on them.
Oh, I love that.
And then Rodriguez something because Jackie Rodriguez Lopez.
Oh, so here's the names of all of them. I think these are old because the one I'm talking about, American Promise, his odds are now 12-1, and on here it's 30-1. So I think this is an old website. But Citizen Bowl, Neo Ecos, Final Gambit, American Promise, Admired Daytona, Luxor Cafe,
Luxor Cafe, that's
Jour-
what she voted on.
journalism,
that
and
up.
that's 15 to 1 per this. Journalism is 3 to 1, so I'm guessing that's a fan favorite. Burnham Square, Flying Mohawk. Oh, I like that one. I'm doing that one. East Avenue Publisher, Tis-tastic. I like that one. I'll probably do that one as
Tis-tastic?
well.
I wish it was Riz.
Riz-tastic.
Yeah.
And Tis-tastic, Render Judgment, Coal Battle, Sandman. Oh, I like that.
Ooh, I like
too.
Sandman.
Remember that one?
Do you read those graphic novels?
No.
Just me. Okay.
Sovereign. I can't pronounce that. What is that one?
Sovereignty?
Sovereign?
Sovereignty?
That's how you spell that? Chunk of Gold.
Seems to be
Roman
long.
Almighty. Yeah, that's a long one. Few extra 2 letters. And then Beza. So I will be voting on Flying Mohawk or what do you call it? Betting on?
Betting.
Flying Mohawk, Sandman, and maybe Tis-tastic.
I'm betting the farm on Luxor Cafe. Betting the farm.
Love it. I wonder if you can do that on FanDuel and stuff like that nowadays, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Normally I'd have to go back. Remember Upper Deck?
No.
You never been to Upper Deck?
Like an upper decker?
Well,
Poop on the top of a
it's
tank?
a bar. And they were the only ones back in the day that had horse betting. Yeah. So we would go in there and the people would get so annoyed because there'd be like regulars that would come in there and bet on the horses all day, every day. And then during the Kentucky Derby, people would come in and be like, I'll have the Kentucky Derby to da 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 da, but it's Churchill Downs. Like you have to name the name of the place.
Oh, these rookies, these fair weather fans.
Oh my God, I would do it and they would be like, what's the venue? And I'm like, I don't know. You just need to tell me because you know exactly what I want to do right now. So just make that happen.
Like, get off your high horse, no pun intended.
Maybe there's some legalities.
I like when they say betting on the ponies.
Yeah, I do too. So speaking of Luxor Cafe,
yeah,
share all that is about Mr.
Oh, I'll try and make it brief because I know this
And
interests
Mr. Beast.
probably one person out of the 3 people that are listening.
But talk about the tour of Mr. Beast.
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay. So, former Minister of Antiquities of Egypt. His name is Dr. Zahi Hawass. If you watch any kind of national, National Geographic stuff, he's on Expedition Unknown with Josh Gates several times. He just did a video with Mr. Beast where fucking kills me that this occurred, but they need the money. So Mr. Beast rented out the pyramids and got special access and tours to several tombs and things that are just not on the menu for the general public. So Dr. Hawass took him to the very top of Khufu's Great Pyramid of Giza and let him see stuff that no one gets to see. And it was really,
crazy.
Really amazing. And he was so funny. We got the VIP ticket, so we got to go early and sit down and do a Q&A with him and meet him. And he signed our books and took a picture, and it was so fun. But yeah, he was like, and I did this video with that guy named Beast, Mr. Beast. I never heard of him, but if you're 9 or 10 years old, you go crazy for this guy. And he's so funny.
He talked about that at the thing, at the lecture. Oh,
yeah,
nice.
He talked about it before, and then he talked about it and showed pictures and stuff of him and a bunch of people that he's met, like Lady Diana. And at the end, just as like a fun little thing. But he went over like a ton of information. He shared discoveries that they have not yet announced to the press from this last season.
Nice.
And some stuff he's been working on. He's got his hands all over the place, like all different sites, a ton of super important work. He said that there's going to be a documentary that comes out before the end of the year where using new technology with, it's like, imagine radar, but like to the nth degree, where you use all this science to basically be able to see beyond walls. So because they don't want to drill in the pyramid.
Right.
They have identified 2 substantial voids in the pyramid where it's an open chamber that no one's ever gone in.
What?
He thinks that Khufu's sarcophagus and mummy and burial chamber is still intact in the Great Pyramid, and he intends on finding it and documenting it.
Oh my gosh, how cool is that?
Yeah, so he thinks one of these 2, and then he found another one, and I think it was Khafre's pyramid, his Khufu's son, who has the smaller, there's 3 on the plateau. But just sharing, like dropping all these facts. He's like, some of this stuff, like I did 2 days ago. And he's like, and when I leave, he's such a control freak and so passionate about this that he shuts down everything when he goes to go on tour or give a speech or whatever. Like he makes everyone stop the excavation because they cannot do it without him.
Totally.
He wants to be there for every single day.
100%.
He's never gone on a vacation in his entire life. Yes.
Oh
And he was talking about like what he's most proud of in his career and stuff like this. And I was sitting a few rows back, and this was in the first Q&A. And he was talking about passion and this stuff, and we locked eyes. And he was like, "If you're passionate about it," and we had like a
Did you
moment.
die?
Yeah, I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
"Oh my God!"
One of your favorite people locking eyes with you and talking to you
about passion. Yeah, yeah,
that's the stuff dreams are made of.
yeah. It was absolutely insane.
I wish I could have seen you and felt you in that
I know. And he has goals of finding these, like, there's in Egyptology, we've only scratched the surface. There's so much more we're gonna find.
Yeah.
But he's hyper fixated on finding certain things. Like he really wants to find the tomb of Imhotep, who helped Djoser build the very first step pyramid. He was the architect. Obsessed with finding Imhotep's thing. He was obsessed with finding Tut's mortuary temple, which he found.
Yeah.
He found
And all these things are in the pyramids?
No, they're within Egypt around each other,
Okay,
different sites. And so he found this new city that was built by Amenhotep III, which is like groundbreaking. They've discovered so much stuff, and he just showed us a bunch of things they found there. And then he suspected that there was this area where he thought there was going to be stuff there based on XYZ, all this stuff that he figured out. But there was a modern town built on top of it. So what does he do? This guy is so powerful.
Yeah.
We're going to move the town. So he last year paid everybody, built them new houses, relocated an entire town.
Oh my gosh.
So he could excavate here. And the stuff that they have found, we're talking Old Kingdom stuff. We're talking Third Dynasty. We're talking like things you just don't find anymore.
Yeah.
And he's just pulling them up. And he's like, I'm 100% sure Imhotep's here and I'm going to find him. Just hearing him talk about his passion, it was amazing.
That's
and
so
him
cool.
sharing stuff that no one's seen before. Like it was a ton of information. I don't want to bore anybody, but it was so cool. And me and Amy had a great time.
I think it's so awesome. Like his people will always be there. You and Amy will always be there. Like you know of him on all the other people that follow Egyptology and are passionate about that. But like I think it's really, really cool that this is a good thing about Mr. Beast, like that he can bring a whole new.
That's exactly what he said.
Totally.
That's exactly what he said. He goes, I was like, who is this guy? What's he doing? Is he gonna take it seriously? He's like, but then at the end of the day, he goes, he has 400 million followers.
Totally.
He goes, if I can give exposure to these people who I normally wouldn't reach.
Totally.
He's like, let's do it.
I think it's so awesome.
Yeah. So I and I was like, oh God, why would they do? And to hear him explain it like that, I thought made a lot of sense. And like my kids watched it and they're like, oh shit, like
right,
it's super cool.
Right. And most of our brains are like, oh, Mr. B's so entitled, da da da. And I guess we're having a little bit of an entitlement podcast today too, because my head goes to that same thing when I got denied from ASU, like, like. But what good can come out of it? And I think there's going to be more good than just like some rich kid trying to get into the pyramids.
He was so funny. He goes, I feel like I'm 20 years old. I feel like my life has gone by like that because I've never worked a day. This is all he goes, I was climbing up there. We had to climb so far up to the top to get to the top of the pyramid. And Mr. Beast and his little cronies were just like huffing and puffing and were exhausted. And he goes, I was like, what's wrong with you guys? Keep up. And he's 78.
Yeah.
And he's still out there doing this kind of thing.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was so cool. I'm just like still buzzing over it. And
yeah, you locked eyes.
Let's just we locked eyes.
Hover there for a moment.
I know. He said he met Princess Diana and she was lovely.
Oh,
I know.
Have we ever heard of anybody saying that she wasn't?
Like, oh, that Diana, what a bitch. No,
never.
No. So anyways, enough about that, but it was a great night.
Okay, so the other thing we touched on it was either last episode or the one before that you requested that we talk about, or I tell the story, is when we got robbed.
Yes. Let's switch gears to a good old B&E. I love this story.
So we had I love this house. It was such an amazing starter home. Our neighbors were wonderful, but riffraff would come into this neighborhood.
Where, Chandler?
Yeah. And I had a Jeep Wrangler. I didn't even lock my doors because, and it was a soft top because they would have just cut my windows and we moved on. I started to lock them in the beginning and Steve's like, don't do that. Gonna get, you're gonna have to buy a new top.
Yeah.
Because they're just gonna cut it. So you could always tell when, people would come by and like check doors and they would ruffle through my Jeep. And obviously I wouldn't keep anything in it because I knew that they would steal it. So there was one, I think it was Easter, that we come out and we're getting ready to go to Easter brunch with Steve's family, and Steve's truck is gone. And so we're like, where's the truck?
Yeah, yeah.
And long story short, it was stolen and taken for a joyride. It's just like all petty thieves that aren't really, they're just knucklehead crackheads or like people who get hammered and want to go steal cars. So his truck got stolen. Okay, so there's another one. And so my Jeep would always get ruffled through, ruffled. Then
Trifled.
Steve's truck got stolen. And then more stuff. He had left another bag in the back of his truck. That got stolen as well, like all this stuff. Okay, so I'm already paranoid, basically. We have, I don't know if Sawyer's in the picture yet or not. I don't think he is. Maybe I don't know. But I would sleep with a golf club by my bed because I was so worried that these people were going to come and try and get into our house because they would just ruffle through our cars all the time. So there was one, and I would always hear things, and I was probably just into the hallucinating part of my addiction as well. So there was all these like other little noises happening in my brain. One night, it's probably 4 o'clock in the morning, maybe 5, and I hear something. And I have said this to Steve before, so he's probably like, oh, huffy puffy. But I go, babe, I know that you think I'm crazy, but I hear something in the back and it sounds like you're working back there, but you're right here. I'm like, please just go check. So he goes out this back door that we have and our dog follows him. And the next thing I hear is, hey, bro, you're stealing my shit. And I'm like, God, it's going down. So I sit there for a second. I don't have a bra on. I'm in my PJs. I grab my golf club and I peel out the back door as well. And Steve's not there. And D is going, that was our dog. He's going bananas. So I'm like, oh God, where are they at? And I come around the gate, this big tall wall, and I find this cell phone on the ground. And I'm like, oh, I don't cue in that maybe it's the perp's cell phone.
Sure.
So Steve comes back around. Finally, I'm calling his phone. He comes back around riding a bicycle.
There it is.
He's riding a bicycle. And I'm like, why are you riding a bike?
Oh my God.
And he's like, this is this guy's bike. The guy that was breaking into the place. This is his bike. And by then, it was super, super fast. The like cops show up. Steve's probably calling the cops on the phone.
Yep.
Cops show up and Steve's on this guy's bike. He's like, oh, he went this way. I'll go around this way. You guys go around this way. And the police officer's like
part of the force.
Fully part of the force, honorary member, ready to rock and roll.
So what do they call him? A citizen's
arrest?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like Dwight on The Office.
Sure.
So the police officer's like, no, sir. You're going to stay here. You're not going to go try and track down somebody that just... So then Steve starts telling the police officer the story.
Yeah.
What happens is Steve sees the guy tries to run out, and then he like bounds over the boats and is trying to hop over the fence. Well, Steve gets in and out of boats all day, every day. He can get in there so fast. So he like catapults into this boat. The guy's over the fence by now. Dee's biting the guy. He gets over. Steve hops over the fence and is chasing this guy. He falls when he jumps over the fence, and Steve's like punching him. Steve is not a puncher.
Steve was a gymnast. Okay. So nimble is an understatement.
Yes. Flips and tricks and all the things and knows how to.
Yeah.
But he's also not a fighter. And he's also not a puncher unless you need to, I guess, be punched.
Right.
So the guy's like finally saying, like, stop punching me. I'm homeless. And then Steve says to him, here's probably one of the best quotes ever. Now you're going to be bikeless, motherfucker. And he steals the guy's bike and the guy takes off running. So the phone falls out of his hand.
Yep.
or out of his pocket. So we
Yep.
have the guy's bike and we have the guy's cell phone. The police call the cell phone and we're like, hey, hey. And he's acting like he's a gangster thug guy on and calls one of the perps,
Hurts.
one of the perps friends
Mhm.
just to find out who it was.
Mhm.
Turns out they're all knuckleheads. And he's like, oh, I don't know. The guy's like, I don't know, I don't know. So then the idiot friend calls the phone back and is like, hey, Tattoo, somebody's got your phone. So we find out that his name is Tattoo and he has an idiot friend that will call him back to the phone that the police just were calling
That
from,
he clearly doesn't have.
that he clearly doesn't have. And
Tattoo.
so then I'm paranoid that the guy's gonna come back. Like he's
Yeah.
gonna retaliate, he's gonna bring his
Wants
posse.
to settle the
He
score.
wants to settle it. Like he just got beat up. He needs to
Yeah.
get his stuff back.
100%.
Wants to finish the job.
Yeah.
And the police officer was so funny. He's like, ma'am, your husband beat the crap out of him, stole his bike and his phone. He's not coming back. And that it was a very, very, very,
Oh, I love that story. It's so badass.
it is.
He
and-
just didn't hesitate.
And he takes full responsibility for it. He always feels bad about it because he left, we had this shed and the garage shed was open. And he's like, if that garage shed hadn't been open, they never would have come in our backyard.
Oh,
And they were actually using our luggage
to load up.
to load up all the stuff. But after that, I was like, baby, we need to start looking for a new
We-
house.
Just peruse a different neighborhood.
Yeah. Let's live with your mom for a year. That's what actually happened is we sold our house. We lived with his mom for a year and then we found our house. But
Yeah.
so that was a funny,
God, I love that.
it was such a good story.
Just imagining Steve pummeling this man.
And he's so calm. Hey, bro, you stealing my shit?
Yeah. I would have been like screaming.
Yeah. And then the cop was like, what's the golf club? I'm like, oh, that was me. I was gonna hit him with my golf club, I
Like,
suppose.
oh, really? Okay.
Maybe not, little lady.
No.
I would have.
I know.
Would have cracked a skull.
I know. You're very strong and brave.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's do the fun part of the show.
My questions?
Yeah, rapid fire questions. We're going to integrate some new stuff. We say that and then we never do it again. But I would like to integrate rapid fire questions to each other. So Missy and I have both come up with 3 different this or that's for one another, and we're gonna rapid fire these.
Who's gonna go first?
I'll go first because I think mine are probably more boring than yours. I feel like
Okay.
yours are really good.
Go ahead.
Okay. Heroin or cocaine? Rapid fire, rapid fire.
Cocaine.
See, this is why it's so fun.
Cocaine.
Water or Diet Coke?
Diet Coke.
Me or Adam?
Oh shit. Yeah. That was really good.
So what's your answer?
Oh man,
You can
mine are
pick
so
Adam,
weird.
it's fine.
I can't.
You can pick Adam, it's fine.
You really wanted me to answer that? Okay.
No, it was a funny one because I knew the answer.
Okay.
I'm nervous.
Wow, mine are of a very different elk.
Or a horse. Or a buffalo.
Would you rather have no thumbs or no big toes?
No big toes.
Really?
Yeah. You can hide your toes. You can't, you need your thumbs. What do you,
But I thought if you had no big toes, you wouldn't be able to run.
I'd figure out a way.
Okay.
Good one.
Okay. You have to pick one of these over the other. Sports or Bravo?
I'm picking one. I
You
pick
can
sports.
watch. You can only watch.
Yeah, sports I'd pick.
You pick sports?
Mhm.
Okay.
Good one.
Would you rather be rich or would you rather be famous?
Rich.
Me too.
Yeah, good one.
That's all I have.
Would you rather be, how am I gonna do? Oh, would you rather be, oh, that was stupid. It was the same one that you just said.
I would rather be rich.
Yeah, I don't want to be well known and famous. Like I want to be able to go to the grocery store. I just want to be loaded
Yeah,
and like
I agree.
help a lot of people.
You could be like micro famous.
Yeah. But like famous behind a screen almost. Like I'd be cool
Yeah.
if people didn't recognize me.
I feel like what's that girl you like, Paige?
Mm-hmm.
Like she's famous like in the internet world,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like she could go places.
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes probably not be approached.
Yeah. Or like wear a hat and glasses.
Because like I don't think I can pick her out of a lineup.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but it's not like you know, if you're freaking Nicole Kidman,
Yeah.
you can't go anywhere.
Or Leonardo DiCaprio or like those guys, they're housebound.
Yeah, you can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
That would suck.
That would really, really, really suck. And then you would be stressed that you're actually going to be mobbed. Like people are always going to be trying to touch you. That'd be way too much.
Think about if somebody, this is why I don't really fault people, famous people, but like, oh, she's so rude. She's such a bitch. Like, I mean, that would be me like 9 times out of 10.
Yeah. Or like you knew that this was going to happen when you started
signed
this.
up for
You
this.
signed it. There you go. Yeah, you signed up for. But also, people like get to have boundaries.
Yeah. And it's annoying.
Yeah.
Especially when you're with your kids and stuff.
Yeah.
But I do find it kind of annoying, like the whole like masking of the child, like Courtney and Travis's.
Oh, they do that?
Rocky, yeah, they don't like show his face.
Oh, that's funny.
It's his face is gonna be shown. Like,
what about, let me get your take on this. What about like Kim's, and I'm sure the other kids are known for like flipping off the paparazzi. Would you get upset with your kids for flipping them off, or would you be okay with that?
How old are they?
Like they're normal age. Like how old is North? 13?
Oh, like North? I think it's rude. Like you don't have to do that.
Agreed.
You can just ignore them.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
I feel like her kids are brats.
I just can't believe that I'm sure they're annoyed with them. I'm sure they don't like them. But you also like, I'm sure they're obnoxious.
It's just not a good look for a kid to be like flipping the bird.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like,
I agree with that.
And the paparazzi are annoying. I mean, like I know when they follow me, it's like
yeah, in my scenarios where I'm like, what would I do in this case? If they're really like, I always worry about,
oh no,
what? Them getting too close and being too close and hitting their camera lens on my lip, like hurting my lip. And then me like being huffy puffy and like busting those camera lenses will really fucking chicks lip up.
They are really hard.
Yeah.
I told you the other day I met a fan.
Oh yes, good, yes.
Yeah, I was at this event and I met a lady who said that she liked the pod and she thought we were funny and all this stuff, and I didn't know her at all.
Yay.
That was a really cool experience. I was like, oh, you listen? Wow.
Oh, you're one of our listeners?
Yeah. I was like, oh, it's great. Like I better be really nice right now. And I was, I think.
You're always nice. You're very social. Out of the two of us, like in social situations, when people come into the shop or even in the junk in the trunk, you're the one that talks.
I do.
And I appreciate that very much. Well, I don't think you give yourself
artist, you know, you're the mysterious designer. You're the designer with mystique. I get that. So I can talk.
I love when you say that about me.
When I need to. But yeah, that was a cool experience. I enjoyed that quite a bit. That's never happened before in my life. So
we also put out a little questionnaire on social media, like if anybody had questions for us.
Can you guys answer?
We got 2, so that's good.
Ask us anything.
Anything, we will tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's answer the 2 questions that we did get.
Okay.
You want to do yours first?
Oh. I gotta find it.
Here, I'll do mine then. One was, how do you make friends later on in life? You don't. That's a joke. If you have the desire, I don't really, I guess I'm not the greatest person to talk about this because I kind of just turtle shell my way through life. But if you do, I think it's more of like a manifestation for me. Like I intentionally manifested the types of friends that I wanted. So it was less like me getting out there and like networking for friends that I really, really wanted.
You've never had to like try to get friends, I feel like.
But I wanted friends that didn't drink. I wanted like fun friends that didn't have to give up having alcohol at dinner because of me. Yeah. And it's always so nice. Like Rachel, she's so wonderful and we go out to dinner and she doesn't drink, but in my head too, I'm like, but I know that maybe you wanted, maybe I just did, it's a very weird dynamic in my head. So, I think I like put it out into the world that I wanted maybe a friend even that didn't drink and still liked to go out and really have a good time and was hysterical and funny, and look what was delivered. But I think, and I just did a G7 Chronicle on this too, the idea of like, yes, we can manifest, but then we have to be open and courageous enough to like receive it when we get
That's
it.
what I was gonna say, because you were like a hard pursuit. I tried more to be your friend than I normally do.
You did?
Yes, I think I put in a lot of effort because I
I did
knew I
too.
wanted to be your friend. But you're like hard to get to know and hard to get to drop your guard. But I knew eventually we would get there. But yeah, I don't know. Like
I didn't know what you wanted to do with me. I was like, what? I just thought it was kind of like you were just being nice because our kids hung out together.
no, I don't just be nice. I mean, I do, but like I liked what you were, I was inspired by what you were doing and I was intrigued by you. And I feel like in a sea of a lot of the same, you stood out to me. And I was also really into you not drinking because I didn't.
Yeah.
Yep. So we were both very similar in that we don't want to make people feel uncomfortable and we don't want to be weird, but I also don't always want it to be on my mind when I'm trying to be with my friends and do something. So like I was drawn to that and I was really drawn to G Soul and just you being different.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I got to pursue this girl and get her to fall in love with me. And I did.
Oh, I'm so glad you did.
I did. That juice is worth the squeeze.
Did you know that you would get somebody to fall in love with you as hard as
No. That was a surprise.
didn't quite get those floodgates once they
No.
opened.
But it's been great.
Yeah.
It's been a really good relationship.
Yeah.
What does Lauren call?
Or platonic lesbians.
Yeah. We're life partners.
I dig it. I'm here for it. But I guess I answered the question ultimately. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I feel like you just have to like put yourself in situations where you're around other people. And some will just you'll vibe with and then you just like have to make the effort and not be shy or be like, oh, I'm scared. What if they don't want to you just gotta make an effort. And like if they like you and you guys vibe, then they'll respond and you guys hang out and then a friendship will ensue. If they are flaky and don't want, then don't waste your time.
Oh yeah, that's a really good point.
Don't waste your time chasing down people that don't meet you halfway.
Totally. Yes.
Because you just don't need it. And you never want to be in a friendship where, and I know there's all different kinds of friendships, you know, some where you talk every day, some where you go for years with your old friends and you pick up where you started. Like all friendships are different, but if you're like looking for like a real friend, you gotta have them put in same effort that you do.
Yeah.
And you gotta have some similarities.
Yeah.
Because you can't constantly be at odds with somebody. So like a good way to meet people is do something that you love. And if you meet them there, then you have that.
Yeah. I mean, I know that that's part of the reason why we get to hang out so much is that we do so many different things together that we like to do.
Yeah.
Our kids go to school. So I think I love the part too, that you just kind of look at somebody that you, and they do this in the recovery program too. They tell you to find somebody that you want what they have and do what they do. So same that type of thing with, I feel like friends, like find somebody that like that you like what they do.
Admire something about them.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know.
I don't really know either because besides our friendship, I don't know if I have any other friends that I've made as an adult. That's a lie.
That's not true. You have Nicola.
Yeah, and Lauren and all. I have tons of beautiful friends. New Amber. So that was a lie, but you know.
Sometimes I lie, and they have to be okay with that.
And
sometimes I lie just because I feel like it.
I won't lie to you, or if I do lie, then I'll call myself out and tell you that I'm lying. Okay, do your question. I'm beating a dead horse.
Oh.
Or a dead elk.
I already forgot about that, but I have it here, I believe. How crazy was junk in the trunk, truthfully, and is it worth the hard work that goes into it? Kind of answered that honestly at the top of the show, but crazy, yeah, especially Saturday in terms of just like sheer number of people. It was kind of butts to nuts for a while there and it was a lot.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
If you leave the booth, it's a whole different world. You're kind of like
sometimes you feel safe in the booth. And then
Yes.
I'm like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom or I gotta go do this or whatever. And you walk out and it's like a sea of people and you're like, holy shit.
Yes. Here's my thing with junk, and this is the thing that I like go back and forth because it's an amazing event. If you get the opportunity, I feel like I'm very grateful that we even got selected to be able to do junk
Yeah,
in the
shout out
trunk.
to Heather and Heather Nash.
No joke.
Nash Vintage.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't put a lighter by me. Sorry, there's a lighter here.
I hope the mics picked up on the so there's that side of it. But then I think for all the work and all the time, could I have made that same amount somewhere else easier? Like we did the event and we made money that we wouldn't have made it in that position. But I'm like, there's got to be an easier way to come up with that kind of coin.
Sure. Yeah, and I think if you're in a situation like us, which is why initially we weren't going to do it, we weren't going to do the April show because when you have a store, it's like, well, we have the store.
Right.
So let's just do something to get more people to the store. But it's also kind of like, you know, it's low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, but you know that it's gonna pan out. So I don't know. I don't know if we'll do it a lot in the future because we always say no afterwards because we're both so tired and then it comes maybe we should message Heather and see if we could sneak in. But I don't know, it just depends.
Yeah, but it is a lot of work.
Yeah,
and we do it, all of our stuff is on wheels, which is really really fantastic, and it makes it so much easier. There's some people,
oh my god,
that I don't know if we had to do it like they do. I don't know if I would do it.
No, I think we've really gotten our mobility down to a science.
Yeah.
And like we could set up and break down in like a fraction of the time. A lot the people that have all the knickknacks or small individual items and stuff to set up, like they're unwrapping, they're wrapping, they're setting up one at a time. I mean, we were out of there
Yeah.
on the last day before some people were even like remotely close to
It gives me anxiety watching everybody pack, like the people that were still packing up when we were like, see ya. I just felt bad for them.
But if you don't have a storefront, I think it's a really good opportunity.
100%. Yeah.
And if you're like super vintagey, I think it's great. Like,
oh, you clean up that. Yeah. The Lux, shout out Luxy Vintage in Tempe.
Yeah.
She had amazing stuff, and her dressing room was always, there was always a wait to try on stuff for her.
Yeah. So if you're really in the vintage space, especially with clothing and especially with t-shirts, because everybody wants vintage tees right now, I think it's a home run for you.
Yeah.
If you're a little more differentiated in what you have to offer, it could be a little bit of a crapshoot. So I'll say that. But in terms of craziness, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Is it worth it? Depends.
Yeah.
Depends on your individual situation.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can capture this a lot.
Okay.
Like,
oh.
without capturing.
It's gonna light on fire.
The mic on fire. I really like fire. Should wear my Beavis and Butthead. Oh, I think I've worn that once. Yeah. Oh, I think I wore it on the pod before. Love Beavis and Butthead.
I have this one MTV one in my Etsy cart that I've just been staring at, and it's so cool. And I don't know why. Okay,
pull the trick.
So, and then next episode you wear Beavis and Butthead, and I'll wear my MTV.
I still gotta wear my Taylor shirt that you got me, where she's flipping off.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, I've been wanting to wear it, but I can't wear it to pick up or drop off. So.
Oh, Sawyer saw my FUCK earrings.
Oh, he did?
And he's like, what's that?
Like,
and I'm like, oh,
it's Spanish for cool.
It's French for French fries. And I go, do you want me to take it out? And he goes, yeah. And I didn't, because I also get to have my own free choice.
Don't tell me what to do.
But I did put my hair over it. I'm like, see, at pick up, drop off, I'll put my hair over it. Nobody will see it. He's like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. But, oh, look at the
I know. It surprises me too, because
censoring mamacita.
He's kind of liberal with he's getting outgoing with his language.
Yeah, I let Eli watch Twister and Twisters. Now he thinks he can just repeat. He thinks it's a free pass. If I say something, then he'll repeat it to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no,
100%.
no.
Yeah.
Remember when we said, I'm a grown up and I can say what I like. You're a small child and you cannot. When you're older, you can say whatever you want.
Totally.
But if I tell you to clean up your shit, don't go, okay, I'll clean up my shit.
Oh, yeah, that one's a rough one. You know what the best one that Willa says?
Oh God, I love Willa.
Oh,
She was so funny in the car the other day talking about her hat she made.
oh, I know.
Oh, she was cracking me
Just
up.
chit chat. She does I apparently use the word douche a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Such a douche. And she's like, oh, that person's such a douche. And I don't even correct her. I'm like, baby, just don't say that outside
Say
of our
that at
car.
school or you're getting in trouble. They got water day today.
Yeah. Did you hear about the guy that tripped on his Crocs and like blew out his ankle and that's why they can't wear Crocs anymore?
No, who was it?
I don't know. It was some kid at Copper Ridge was wearing Crocs and I think it was on water day, blew out his ankle and that's why there are no Crocs
Yikes.
at water day or at Copper Ridge anymore.
Wow. Well, you hate to see it.
I know. Willa was wearing hers because it's pre-K and she can, and Sawyer was so worried that she was gonna get in trouble.
Oh, I thought that she was gonna blow out her ankle,
Oh no.
her baby ankle. She's still probably really bendy
She is
because she's so small, you know.
Yeah, her Crocs really like suction her in
My
too.
kids ask like every single day. They'll come because we used to go to dance,
Uh-huh.
which we're taking a break right now for summer because I can't be tied down.
Yeah.
And
Peyton.
no, and Eli will be like, Sawyer coming over? Like he doesn't come over every day.
They asked me that on Thursdays. I'm like, it is Thursday. It is not even dance day.
Like, you know you have swim or baseball. Like, no, he's not coming over. Sawyer coming over? Where's Willa coming over? I'm like, no, it's a Wednesday. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh my God, it's so funny.
Like,
Or
they like to hang out though.
Sawyer will be like, does Eli have cart raising today? I'm like, it doesn't matter if he does or not.
He does not have a race this weekend, thank goodness. I like to have I want to have a little break time, but he did so good in his last race. He decided to move up from his novice class, and normally he's doing this way ahead of schedule. Way ahead of schedule. Normally you stay a novice for like a long period of time, and then you enter junior one, which is the one that he's insisting on racing. And now, that have kids that are up like 12, okay, that have been doing this for years and years and years, all the way from kid cart from the time they were like 5.
Yeah.
And he's just picking up, like he's slowly moving his way, moving his way, moving his way. And he finished up in the mid pack. Like it's so incredible to see him. You know, I was really proud. I'm like, are you sure you don't want to stay a novice? But he's like, no, I'll just win every race. He would win every race by like 13 seconds or something.
Yeah. I was gonna say like
no. And even his coach was like, surprised he wanted to move up when he could win like he could win every single race in novice. And I'm like, no, he wants to be challenged. He doesn't want that. He wants to be the best and competitive with those older boys is what he wants.
And he's gonna see them and be like, I can catch that. Like it's the best thing for him to be able to be challenged
for his
like
development for sure. And he doesn't half step and he doesn't want it. He's not like satiated with it.
When he's like bored, I'm guessing.
Oh, it'd just be open air.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing pushing him.
Yeah.
They don't bump draft. They don't do any of that stuff. He wants to be in the mix with the bigger kids.
Yeah.
And so I'm really proud. They go so fast, Gretchen, and it's so scary.
Yep.
And he's doing night races for the summer, so he has to stay out late.
Yeah.
He's so tired, but he's really dedicated.
It is crazy once they hit that point where they're going so fast. Sawyer on a dirt bike, like I can't even watch him anymore.
No.
And he's jumping. He's like hits jumps and like goes in the air. I'm very inspired by Eli and Sawyer for sure. And of course Will. She just toots right along on her quad.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
All right,
we're waiting to get on that quad. I think she'd like that.
Oh, she would love it.
Could they ride on it together?
Yeah, absolutely.
They would like that.
Done. We'll make that happen on movie night.
Yeah.
Okay, it's been an hour.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
You gotta say it.
What do I say? Okay, peace out. You see your boobs down there. Give them a little shimmy. There you go.
A bolo tie.
Bust the view.